So let's go on to a little bit more about the role of male and female. Male, ish, he is also, that term also refers to husband, man, human being. In Genesis chapter 2:23, we see the act of God, how this actually happens, that it goes from God breathing into the nostrils of man, giving him life, to this helper completer coming into being. When we go from chapter 2, the after him breathing into man, it says, verse 19, out of the ground the Lord formed every beast, every bird of the air. He brought them to Adam for him to name. That was one of Adam's job, is to name all of the animals. And then in verse 21, someone read 21 through 23, please. God is the perfect surgeon. Okay? He put the man to sleep so he wouldn't feel pain when he was doing this. I mean, I believe in this literal account that's written in Genesis. I don't have any reason to question that. This isn't allegorical. It's not a metaphor. This is how God did it. Okay? He caused the man to fall asleep, and while the man was sleeping, he took out one of his ribs. And if you go to any medical doctor, you will find that the man has one less rib on one side than the woman does. That's the way he designed it, and it's still the way it is today. He took out the rib, he closed it up, and God would do an excellent job that there wouldn't be any, I don't know if there'd be a scar there or not, but and then he took the rib, and out of it he formed the woman. Now, the very formed is the same word as create. That's the coffee machine going off. He did another creative miracle. Only God can do that. We, as man and woman, we cannot create a baby out of a rib. We can't create another human being out of a rib. That's God's work, his miraculous hand in bringing forth the woman out of the man's rib. And so Adam wakes up and he realizes there's another person here. I think he was excited a little bit, don't you? And he says very excitedly, this one is now bone of my bones, literally, okay, out of his bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man. And in the act of saying she shall be called, it means to proclaim or to shout out. Other words to describe what woman is are wife and queen. Now, I really like that, girls, don't you think? Yes. He called her queen. He got that right. And as he's making this statement, it then goes on to say in verses 24 and 25, therefore a man will leave his father and mother and will be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. This is not just talking about the sexual act of marriage. This is talking about, in God's eyes, the two become one. And here we see the first marriage. God is blessing them as representing the Trinity, one. Two persons being made into one. One entity, one being who express the Godhead in their very completeness of being male and female together. And then he ends it saying, they were both naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. Indicating God's perfectness. Again, there's no sin in that. This is how God designed them to be, to know each other as they are known by their Creator and by each other.